I wrote the first complete draft of Burner in June 2019. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was Memorial Day itself, actually. I remember it was this beautiful sunny day, and I grabbed a beer and a blank notebook and went outside. And I had just come off a couple lengthier projects and was turning my attention to what's next. So it's this gorgeous day. I go outside. The baseball game's going on. There's Fleetwood Mac and Steve Miller Band playing over there, and I'm just kind of enjoying it, fleshing out some of these ideas that I might have had. And by the time I was done my beer, I had a novel and two novellas kind of fleshed out a little bit. I was pretty happy with it. I was pretty satisfied with this. I said, okay, this is good. This will tie me up for the next 6 months. This is perfect. So I'm on my way to get a fresh beer, and a little voice in the back of my head started whispering and saying, "Remember that weird article that out of the newspaper that you cut out, a couple years back? Have you given any more thought to that?" So I come back out and sit down, and I had a plan, right? I was happy with this plan. The muse sometimes didn't cooperate so much with that, but so I started scribbling notes on this, thinking about it, kind of exploring the idea, and I just kept writing. By the time I was done, the baseball game was over, the park was cleared out. I felt like I had been in a fever dream this entire time. My untouched beer was warm, and I had written about 20, 25 handwritten pages of notes on this. I had no idea what the hell happened. I'd never done something like this before. And the next day, June 1st, I started writing Burner. I didn't have any idea what I was in for. I used to keep this scrapbook. I started it years ago, and I would clip out any sort of strange newspaper article, anything oddball or weird, and I'd clip it out and tape it in this scrapbook. I figured it'd be a good idea starter resource. And I came across this article about a Japanese housewife, and it was purely by circumstance, but this woman found out that this man, her husband, she'd been married. I think they'd been married together for about 25 years, and she loved him and he loved her, but she really had no idea who this man was. Um, he ended up being a complete and utter stranger to her outside of their home. And it got me to thinking about, how people change over time, how they transform, and the changes that take place in a marriage, in a relationship. This odd sort of metamorphosis, I guess, that can occur from something good or bad. And when those type of things happen, are you really the same person? Or is it just growth? When bad things happen, sometimes it really takes a part of you away, and what replaces it isn't always a good thing necessarily. Um, you know, Jack Ketchum once wrote that pain can work from the outside in. Yeah, yeah, I definitely I believe that. You know, when you're writing horror, sometimes you need to research uh, some pretty rough things from time to time, and once you know this thing, whatever it is, you can't unknow it, you know. And the terrible part is that these horrible facts that you come across in research, they're almost impossible to forget. Um, so as I was doing research for Burner, I was watching documentaries and I was reading a lot of statistics and going over first person accounts, and that was rough. That was rough. You know, the realization that we live in a world where these things happen, where these things exist. You know, I wasn't reading, you know, fiction from you know, some horror writer. I wasn't um, you know, I wasn't watching, you know, a movie made out of Hollywood. These were real things that occurred, and that was rough at times. It's, you know, the real life horrors are way worse than anything that a horror writer could imagine. Uh, that's a hard thing to wrap your head around at times.